My father didn't teach me how to kill people. He taught me how to hunt what tries to run, how to listen for twigs snapping under boots that think they're silent, how to track a warm body through dark woods and drag it back, piece by piece if you have to. They took me thinking I'd be helpless, but they didn't know he'd already taught me how to become a ghost when I need to be, and a predator when I don't. Out here, I remember every lesson. Out here, I'm what he raised me to be, and what he taught me is the last thing they'll feel before the dark comes.
This isn't just horror, it's your worst thoughts, and your best chance to taste them without leaving your bed.
You're lying on the floor again, cheek pressed to wood that's gone soft with mold and piss. You know every splinter in the plank beneath you, the long one that creaks if you move wrong, the nail that wiggles when you shift your weight. You named it once. Ralph. It seemed funny, back when your mind still needed humor to survive. There's no gag tonight. Your wrists are raw and shaking from hours of keeping still. The rope around them is stiff, soaked through with old sweat and something darker. You could have tried earlier. Maybe. But Gavin was still awake then, and he likes it when you try. Now, he's out cold. You can hear him snoring, open-mouthed, beer-drenched, with that soft rattle in his throat that reminds you of a hog bleeding out. Jace stepped out to take a piss. He's quieter. He's the one who never touched you. But he watched. They think you're asleep. They think you've broken. They stopped checking your knots 2 nights ago. Stopped caring whether you drank the water they gave you or just let it spill down your chin. You didn't drink it. You didn't cry either. You were counting. There's a nail in your mouth. It's not big, just long enough to scrape behind your teeth when you twitch wrong. You worked it loose from the wall 6 days ago. Your tongue is still cut from getting it into your cheek without them seeing, but your dad taught you how to hide things in plain sight. He once put a fishhook under his tongue just to teach you a lesson. Anything sharp can save you, he'd said. You start to work the nail into the knot, jaw straining, neck burning. It's not elegant, but it doesn't have to be. The rope gives with a groan. You freeze. Gavin snorts in his sleep and rolls over, bottle clinking against the floor. You count 10 seconds in your head, then you move. The kitchen smells like old coffee and mildew and bleach. Your knees are jelly, your feet are numb, but you make it to the drawer. 3rd one down, the one with the knife. Not a hunting knife, just a thick, ugly kitchen thing with a black plastic handle and a grease-worn blade. You remember how it felt the first time Gavin ran it across your skin? Not cutting, just reminding you it was there. You wipe it on your shirt, then you go back. You drag Gavin into the other room by the ankle. He's heavier than you thought. Jace walks in halfway through. He sees the blood on your wrists, then the knife, then you. He says your name like it might still mean something. You don't say a word. You don't scream. You don't even look angry. You just move. You plant the blade into Jace's thigh so deep he drops like a shot deer. Then you go to work. You were 10 the first time you saw something die. Not roadkill, not something already broken. You watched it die, saw the moment the life went out, the breath quit, the twitch stopped. It was a deer. Big one. Brown-gray with a torn ear and scar tissue across one flank, like it had been through something once, and lived to limp away. Your father had been tracking it for 3 days. You didn't talk much on those trips. He liked it quiet. Said that's when you hear the truth in things. You were shivering and your boots were too small and you were pissed because he'd forgotten your granola bar in the truck. But you were there, and that buck stepped into the clearing like it had given up. Your dad didn't hesitate. He pulled the trigger. 1 clean shot through the ribs. The sound cracked the trees and echoed back in pieces. You remember the buck's legs folding like wet rope. You ran forward, stupid, soft, trying to see if it was still breathing. It was, for a moment, eyes big and black and locked on yours. Your dad grabbed your shoulder and pulled you back. Don't touch it yet. Why not? He didn't answer. He pulled his knife, and he opened the deer. The sound was the worst part. Wet and sticky and hollow. The steam from its insides fogged up your face. You almost threw up. You remember biting your cheek hard enough to bleed. Your dad didn't look at you. You want to live, you need to know what things look like on the inside. You watched him slice around the genitals, yank the guts loose, and toss the mess into the snow like it owed him something. He worked quiet, steady, didn't wipe his hands, didn't explain why it mattered. He let you figure that out yourself. And when he was done, he looked at you with those frost-bitten blue eyes and said, "There's the clean way to kill. And there's the way that draws the others in. You'll need both someday." You didn't understand it then, not all of it, but you do now. Now, with your captors bleeding in the cabin, with the knife still warm in your hand, and your own wrists stripped raw like fresh meat. You know what he meant. Clean kill, or bait. You tied them up with the same rope they used on you. Gavin's wrists are purple. Jace's lip is split and weeping blood into his beard. They're sitting side by side, legs trembling against the floorboards, staring at you like maybe this is some trick, some breakdown. Like if they say the right thing, you'll drop the knife and start crying, and let them talk you into being small again. You don't speak. You've already said everything you needed to say. You said it when you dragged Gavin by the throat through the kitchen. You said it when you stabbed Jace, just deep enough to drop him, but not deep enough to finish. Now you're just working. You walk the room slow, bare feet slapping against the warped boards, the knife swinging loose in your grip like it's always belonged there. Gavin is the first to speak. Of course he is. You don't gotta do this. His voice is ragged, mouth dry. His left eye is swollen shut. He's been crying, though he'll never admit it. You tilt your head and look at him like he's something beneath your boot. Not with rage, not with pity, just evaluation. Jace is quieter. He always was. You glance his way. He flinches like you'd hit him. You didn't. Not yet. You hold up the knife. "This blade's dull," you say, calm as winter. "Used to be sharp." You nod toward the drawer. You kept it in the wrong place, next to the bottle opener. Gavin stares at you like you've lost your mind. Maybe you have. Doesn't matter. You kneel in front of him. He tenses. You grab his ankle. The rope around it is taut. Too tight to slip out. You made sure. You remember tying deer to the hitch of your father's truck. The tension in the tendons. The twitch just before the skin comes off. "My dad used to say the first cut's the worst," you whisper. "After that, it's just gravity and time." And then you start. You don't stab. You peel. You press the blade behind his shin, down into the soft part above the ankle bone, and pull slow. Gavin howls. Jace turns his face away. You work carefully, the way you were taught, not sloppy, not cruel, just thorough. You let the blood run. Let it pool. Let the smell fill the room. "This ain't you," Gavin screams. "You're not this. You're just a little bitch we picked up off the..." You dig the knife in just a little deeper. His scream cuts clean through the floor. You smile. Jace starts sobbing. "I didn't touch you," he whispers. "It was him. He made me. I tried to help." You look at him like your father looked at a deer caught in barbed wire. Not angry, not moved, just tired. You watched. You held my arms. You didn't stop it. You stand, stretch your back, and walk to the pantry. It's quiet when you come back. You're holding syrup, thick, golden, viscous, the kind they made you pour on pancakes once, that first night, before they took your clothes, before they told you the rules, before Gavin laughed and Jace just looked away. You hold the jar up. "My dad taught me how to hunt," you say. Taught me how to draw in the things that hide. You unscrew the lid. You don't go looking for the wolves. You bleed something, you sweeten it, you make it scream. And they come! Gavin is whimpering now. Jace has gone still. You crouch. Pour a little syrup across the floor between them. Watch it glisten in the moonlight slipping through the broken pane. You look at them both. Then you say, one of you dies clean. The other gets used. You don't remember the drive. Just the rope, the smell, the hands. The world went black somewhere between the second, shh, it's okay, and the snap of duct tape over your mouth. The first night, they fed you pancakes. Gavin sat across from you, legs spread wide, knife on the table between bites. He didn't eat much, just watched you chew. Eat slow, he said. You're gonna need the energy. Jay stood by the door. He didn't speak, didn't sit, just kept looking at the floor like there was something down there worth saving. It got worse after that. Gavin was hands, words, the kind of laughter that makes your skin crawl before he even touches you. He'd trace the blade across your collarbone while whistling. Pretty little tune for a pretty little thing. One night he made you say, thank you, after he untied you to use the bathroom. You didn't say it. He slapped you, then made you say it twice. Jace? He never laid a finger on you, but he was always there. He'd hold your wrists when Gavin needed them held. He passed the knife once, just once. And you remember the way he did it, slow, hand shaking, face turned away. He loosened your restraints one night when Gavin passed out drunk. Not enough to let you escape, just enough to stop the rope from slicing deeper. He brought you water, told you it was okay to cry. He was the one who said, just stay quiet, don't make it worse. That line stayed with you. Not Gavin's threats, not the knife, that line. Don't make it worse. Like all of it was your fault for not making it easier. There was one night you screamed, loud. You hoped someone in the woods might hear. Jace clamped a hand over your mouth. Don't do that, he hissed. You're gonna get us both hurt. Not you, United States. You bit him. He didn't hit you. He just looked at his hand, then looked at you. Like he couldn't believe you were still fighting. You remember that more than the pain. That look. Like he wanted you to give up so he wouldn't have to feel guilty anymore. You tied them up with the same rope they used on you. Same chairs, same knots. Only now it's you who double-checks the tension. Their blood's on the floor already. Just a little. A crack to the head, a knife to the thigh. It wasn't about the damage. It was about the shift. Now they sit, and you stand. Gavin's already bleeding through his shirt. His lips busted from when you dragged him across the kitchen floor. His wrists are purple against the ropes, like the skin's trying to escape. He smiles when you walk in. It's shaky, crooked, but a smile all the same. Didn't think you had it in you, he rasps. Little country girl. All growed up. You don't respond. You just circle him like your father once circled a deer that refused to drop. Jace doesn't look at you. He's shaking, hands twitching against the binds, breath coming in shallow little gasps, like he's trying not to cry. He's always been better at looking away. You pick up the knife, feel its weight. It's dull, greasy, and familiar. Gavin laughs again, a cough in it now. You gonna make me beg, baby? Come on, you like the attention. You didn't fight that hard. He leans forward until the rope yanks him back. Hell, I thought we had a connection. You move without a word. You plant your knee against his shin and cut into the meat above his ankle. Clean, controlled, slow. He doesn't laugh after that. Jace watches, eyes wide, face white. He starts crying, whimpering. I didn't do what he did. I tried to help you. You stand, walk toward him. He flinches hard. I'm not like him, he says. I gave you water. I didn't want this. I swear to God. You crouch, tilt your head. You held my legs. I didn't. You handed him the knife. He crumbles. He would have hurt me too. You blink slowly. Let that sit. I was 15. Nobody helped me. He doesn't speak after that, just lowers his head. You step back, survey your work. 2 men, one cruel, rotting from the inside out, one coward, rotting from the inside down, and both of them sitting in the same room where you once begged for someone to make it stop. Now the only sound is the syrup bottle cracking open. The syrup lid pops, that little snap of the vacuum seal breaking. It sounds louder than it should, almost cheerful. You swirl the bottle once and watch the amber curl down the inside of the glass like molasses over bone. Gavin groans, somewhere between a growl and a sob. His legs soaked with blood now. The cut you gave him is starting to go dark. Jace is breathing like he's trying to disappear inside it, every breath thinner than the last. You crouch between them, set the syrup down, set the knife down beside it, set the hammer just past the blade, the lineup, like a butcher laying out his tools before the animal stops twitching. One of you dies clean, you say. Throat, deep, fast, 60 seconds, tops. The other gets used. You let the words hang. You let them smell the air. Let them feel the blood drying on their skin. I drag you outside. Stake you down, cut you open, shallow, slow, fill your mouth with syrup and watch the flies crawl in. Pour it in your ears, down your spine. The rats'll come first, then the birds, then whatever the woods decide to send. You'll scream if I let you. You won't last long. Gavin laughs, just once, a short, bitter bark. She's bluffing. She don't got the stomach. You walk to him, lift the knife, press it gently to the side of his throat, not cutting, just showing. My dad used to string deer from the rafters, you whisper, use their own weight to pull the skin off. Told me pain was temporary, but rot, that's where the real lessons start. He swallows. You feel it twitch under the blade. Jace starts talking, fast, mumbled. I didn't touch you. I tried to help. It was always him. You said I held your arms. Fine, fine, but I didn't enjoy it. That matters, doesn't it? You turn to him. Does it? He doesn't answer. You pour a line of syrup between them. It drips off the table like blood from a fresh gutting. The cabin goes quiet. Even the air feels heavy now, thick with rot and judgment. You look down at the two of them, shaking, sweating, dying in different ways, and say, one of you gets the blade, the other gets the dirt, the clean way, or the slow one. You kneel, look into their eyes. So tell me, which one of you would he have killed quick? And which one would he have turned into bait? Now you choose. Give the blade to the one who begged, or give the blade to the one who watched and did nothing. If you give the blade to the one who begged, you don't look at him when you do it. Just grip the handle, slide it under the jaw, and push upward, quick and clean. He goes still almost immediately. No fight, no sound. You wipe the blade on his shirt. Then you turn to the other. You watched. You whisper. You let it happen. He's crawling already, leaving a smear behind him. You drag him out by the ankles, out past the tree line, into the clearing, and you start digging. If you give the blade to the one who watched and did nothing, you walk straight to him. No warning, no hesitation. The blade sinks deep, up through the ribs. He gasps once, then nothing. You let him fall. The other one's crying now, trying to crawl away. You begged, you say, but that doesn't make you innocent. You grab his wrists and pull him toward the door. There's a spot out back where the animals come at dusk. You don't say anything else, You just get to work. They'll call it trauma. I call it art.
Nightmares. Every week, subscribe if you want to know what happens next.